Hello, gentlemen. My name is Philippe from Taji Mag. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So you guys play Harrison and Einstein Chambers in the series, who are the sons of Mr. Hampton, who's coming back from incarceration. Can you tell me about how important communication is to their mending with their father?
I'm sorry. How important the what is it? The
Communication.
communication.
With many relationships with their father.
Yeah. Well, it's so interesting when Hampton comes back into the family fold and trying to reinsert himself into that dynamic. I think Harrison is obviously the most resistant, but it is because of the lack of communication. It's like you're just throwing yourself back in here with this business plan, and you have not talked about being gone for X many years, and so I think Harrison is a lot more willing to call Hampton out on his just absurdity and his madness, which makes for a fun tit for tat with David and I, and so yeah, I think that's a big part. I guess that plays into what you were talking about with the communication, us sparring and going toe for toe, toe to toe.
Yeah, I feel like Einstein's a weird case because it's like he's not. I don't know if I don't know how to word it. I guess that the communication's needed. You know what I mean? I think he's so much on his own thing, and I think I think he's in his own world. So he'll kind of like pop by and check in, but he's very much like doing his own thing. So I don't think he's concerned with maybe the state that Hampton left his family in. And when he gets back, I don't think he's at all concerned about that or resentful or holding any ill will towards him. I think he's just like, hey, what's up, man? You're back, hey! So I think, it's a little different case with Einstein.
Did that guys change your perspective on communicating and building relationships or teaching relationships?
Not really. I think in general with families, there's a lot that goes into building relationships, especially when you're dealing with young men and their fathers, especially at a pivotal point when you have a strong character like Harrison, who has, while his dad's been gone, sort of asserted himself as the dominant male figure in the household, and this guy's gonna come back and sort of say, no, you're not I'm your dad, and I'm here, and I'm gonna make things better for our family. There's that bumping heads thing that I think can happen in real life with fathers too, when their sons start to become too independent of the family rigmarole, minutia, I guess. So that ties into the communication aspect as well, I guess.
But one of the things I like about the show is the idea of spirituality. Can you talk about how the show addresses like the differing spiritual beliefs and perspectives within the family?
Well, that was one of the qualities of it that I found so interesting, is that Hampton's journey with his spirituality is sort of the through line in a lot of what he's doing, is that he's coming out of prison, and has sort of had this sort of vacuous change in his perspective and his disposition about the world and about his family and faith, but it's all very sort of surface level and sort of brought to the forefront in a way is not necessarily in an unorthodox way, for lack of a better word. And so although his family is skeptical of it, there's a real sincerity to a lot of what he feels in trying to make things better for his family. And I think that was such a cool way that Paul and David and Aisha, incorporated all of those elements into the story, as far as his faith and his spirituality, and not having those things seem didactic in any way, but just and how they, I guess, referenced or tied into Hampton and his character and his journey was really fun to watch and fun to be a part of.
Okay. Evan, you want to add on?
No, what he said, I completely agree with that. I think I couldn't say it better myself. No, yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this question. So, do you keep the feather for your own personal collection
I
from
should.
this series?
That would have been a great souvenir, a great keepsake. I did not keep the feather, but you know what? I'm gonna incorporate some more of that into my wardrobe. Harrison's wardrobe was already Western adjacent in that world, and so I was following that direction. But you know what? So funny. My friend, he saw the show last night, and he was like, "Yo, you gotta get a feather. You gotta start rocking the feather now, because that's, it's method dressing." So I was like, all right, I want to see about getting a feather, maybe rocking it, to the next whatever little thing we got going on, and just in my day-to-day life, just be me and my feather. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you. Really appreciate it. And I love you and Queen and Slim, by the way.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So appreciate it, guys.